All right, folks, we're going to go ahead and get this class started. My name is Tonya. This is an all levels yoga class for comeback yoga. I'm so happy that you have found us here, whether you have intentionally done that or by accident. I'm so grateful to have you here. Hope you're doing good today. This all levels class will last about 45 minutes. And this is for you if you have some experience of yoga or even no experience of yoga. Or even if you are really experienced in yoga, we can just do what we can. I'll show variations of postures, easy to follow along, hopefully, and just making it accessible for everyone. With that being said, if you feel like you need more of a challenge, you can certainly increase the intensity or the duration or the depth of the pose, or maybe find another class here on the channel that might be more suitable for you today. But you can always come back to this one. What's nice about this is if you're live streaming or whether you're watching the replay, usually you can stop it at any time, rewind, maybe repeat something, give yourself a break, that kind of thing, and do what you can. All right, so we're going to start laying on our back, and if you want to, you can take a pillow or cushion for under your head. So as you come down, if you'd like, you can bring your uh, knees in, feet in, whatever's comfortable for you. Arms in any position. And we're just going to take note of the surface beneath us, take note of our surroundings. If your eyes are open, noticing what's on the ceiling or the room around you, noticing the colors, the textures. If your eyes are closed, just dropping in to noticing how your body is resting on the surface, how the surface comes up to meet you. And let's take about 5 breaths here, about a minute or so, or a little bit less. So, depending on how long your breath is. So, if you'd like to feel your breath moving your body, you can place your hands on your body. And let's begin. So, letting your exhale go. Inhale, feeling your hands move. Maybe your belly is moving. Maybe your chest is moving with your inhale. You might even feel your side ribs expanding. And then releasing. And let's breathe in, widening the breath, feeling your jaw relax. And exhaling, releasing the arms, releasing the chest and the belly. 3 more times. Big breath in, feeling as deep of a breath as possible, feeling it move into your side ribs, front ribs, and back ribs. And exhaling, slowly letting that out. Again, inhaling and slowly exhaling. Two more. If your sinuses are clear, you're breathing in and out through your nose. But if it would be more comfortable, feel more safe to breathe out through your mouth, do so for last one. All right. Go ahead and bring one knee into your chest. Option to straighten out that bottom leg. You can hold to the front of your leg or maybe the back of your leg. Just a big stretch here, the front of the hip. You might even feel a little stretching coming into your back. And then taking your leg and just kind of moving it in a circle or side to side. You can use your hand. We'll take that same leg now, straighten it up towards the ceiling, holding on to somewhere along the back of your leg. Maybe your hands can come up towards your foot. And ideally, your head is resting down. Maybe it's on a blanket or a pillow, but not straining to lift the head up. So you should kind of remain relaxed through the shoulders. And then let's circle our ankle here, rotating it around a few times in each direction. And draw that knee back into your chest. And placing that foot down, both knees coming to your chest. And then bringing your other knee to your chest, maybe sending that bottom leg straighter as you draw your knee in. That's feeling maybe a little compression at your abdomen, maybe a little stretch for your back. Circle your knee or just move it side to side, maybe just with the one hand. And straightening your leg, circling your ankle. And bringing that knee back into your chest. And stretching both legs out nice and long. Your arms reach up behind your head or out to the side. Taking a full body stretch in. And we'll roll to one side. So maybe you're facing the screen. And stacking the knees, the arms, the shoulders. And staying here for just a few more breaths. All right, let's go ahead and press on up And maybe sitting on that cushion. If it feels okay to cross your ankles, we'll just be here for a little longer. Let's take a little side bend, one arm coming up and over, your other hand kind of supporting your body as you stretch up and over. Lowering that arm down, stretching your other arm up. And coming down. Let's bring the arms across our torso, grabbing opposite shoulders or elbows. And turn to one side. And come back through center. Inhale, growing tall here. And exhale, turn to the other side. And come on back to center. Opening up the chest and releasing the arms. Taking your hands out in front of you, palms together. Press your arms forward, reach your arms forward, and then begin to round your back, feeling your back stretch. Inhaling, opening your arms, chest moving forward, elbows going back. Bring your arms forward, rounding your back, tucking your chin if that feels okay on your neck, and then bringing your hands back in front of your chest. Let's repeat. Reaching the arms forward, pulling the belly up and in, really getting that stretch in the back and along the spine. Elbows wide, opening up your chest, squeezing the shoulder blades towards one another, and then bringing your arms forward. So if this pace feels too slow for you, then change your pace. If it feels too fast, then change your pace based on your breath. So one breath in or out matched with a movement, right? So let's do a couple more of these, a couple more rounds. Just noting your breath. All right, let's finish up here now. Wonderful. Pretty warmed up now, I'd say. So let's go ahead and come on around. You can move that prop off to the side. Coming to a neutral tabletop position, those fingers out wide. And I'm going to take the knees out now a little wider than the hips. Your toes can come towards one another. Your hips start to go back towards the heels. Now, what you could do is use that cushion and place it on your heels or on your legs so that it provides less or more support, and less compression at the knees. So see how that feels. Maybe you're coming down onto your stomach. Maybe you're resting your hands under your head. Three more breaths here. All right, let's go ahead and stretch those arms forward, lifting the hips up and tucking the toes under. We're going to move the hips back for a downward facing dog. Sending the hips up, pushing your hands downward, feeling that stretch in your calves, maybe in your arms. Your heels do not have to touch the ground. Just feel your whole body stretching. All right, walking your hands and feet together. Maybe you end up about the middle of the mat and grabbing opposite elbows or shoulders.
And moving your head side to side and up and down. And then bending your knees, rise up, looking up to the ceiling, stretch up to reach the top of the ceiling, and then bring your hands together and in front of your chest. Okay, let's step those feet out nice and wide so we're facing the long edge of the mat, going out to this wide stance. We're going to circle the one arm up and over and then turn that same leg out. So we're kind of in this little reach up, and then we're going to side bend up and over towards the back leg. And then cartwheel the arms around, coming into a little twist. Lift your back heel, bend your front leg. So kind of in a lunge twist. Cartwheel the arms back open, 5-pointed star. Turning your other leg out, reaching your arm up. Starting to bend your knee, we'll cartwheel the arms, lifting your back heel and coming into a little twist, using your front hand now on your thigh for support. Let's open back up to face the long edge of the mat for a 5-pointed star. Let's repeat. Turning leg out, arm coming up, bending the knee, cartwheeling the arms, turning towards that bent knee, and placing your hand onto your thigh for support. Cartwheeling the arms back open, pivoting on your foot, 5-pointed star. Second side, turning your leg out, open your side bodies, reach up and over, and then bending your knee, lift your back heel, begin to cartwheel those arms, coming into that twisted lunge. Coming back through to the 5-pointed star, arms going out wide. Now turn your toes in and heels out, bend your knees slightly, and we'll come down over the legs. Maybe your hands touch the floor, or maybe your hands stay on your legs. Wherever you are, see if you can lengthen your spine forward and over your legs, reaching the crown of your head towards the floor. Take 2 more breaths here in this fold. Good. And bend your knees, look forward. We'll rise all the way up to our standing pose, heel toe, or hop the feet in to about hip distance. Wonderful. Sweep those arms out to a T position. Bend your knees into chair, dropping the hips back and down. We're going to add our twist here. So cartwheeling one arm forward and up, turning towards the opposite side. Other arm comes forward and then twisting, cartwheeling like a windwheel, really, to the other side. Bring both arms forward and out and wide. And then come to standing mountain pose. Hands alongside of your body, standing tall, feeling the whole length of your body like a mountain pose here. Taking 2 more breaths. All right, wonderful. Let's repeat. So take it out nice and wide. If you felt like those first 2 that we did were too wide, then narrow it up a little bit. I'm going to narrow mine up a little bit this time. All right, so we're going to reach one arm up, turn that same leg out, and then as you kind of cartwheel your arms around, you're going to lift your back heel, turn towards the back of the room for that twist. Your hands can be on your body for support.
Push down into your legs, pivot, opening up into that five-pointed star. And then the other side, turning your leg out. Open up, big side stretch here. Cartwheel, back heel is lifting, you're reaching out wide. Windmilling those arms, opening up your chest. Use your hands on your body for the twist. Open back out into the five-pointed star. And then bring those hands back behind you, maybe clasping your hands or placing your hands on your hips. Roll your shoulders back and down, lift your chest up, turn your heels out again, toes forward, and come over your legs. You can keep your hands on your hips or now bring them down to your ankles, your calves. Draw yourself longer towards the floor as you use the strength of your arms to extend your spine longer, noting the sensation, tracking if it's okay for you. Then take 2 more breaths in this position. You can always come out if you like. All right, and let's come all the way up, stepping in or hopping in, feet coming hip distance, mountain pose. Feel your tallest self today, rising up from your feet to the top of your head, getting nice and tall, nice and long. Coming into our chair, let's take those arms out and wide and drop back into the chair. Back arm forward and then back to the twist. Little circling of the arms, twisting to the other side. Coming back through center. Let's see if we can go a little lower here if it feels okay on our body. Otherwise, keep it up tall. Hips moving back. A little bit more weight in those heels. And then let's rise all the way up. Mountain pose, standing tall. All right, we've got one more of those lunge sequence, and then we have one balance pose today. So let's give it a go. Okay, so stepping out into your stance, however wide you like to be. Turning the leg out, reaching our arm up, big side bend. Coming on around for the twist. Use your hands for support. Come back around, use your legs, power it up. Five-pointed star. Other leg turns out, reach up. As you bend the knee, lift your other heel, pinwheel, cartwheel the arms, windmill, whatever, to the other side. Reaching arms up, five-pointed star. Now from here, triangle. So coming back to the first side, you're going to reach it long, reach it longer, and then either your hand comes onto the top of the thigh, almost like a little kickstand here, or you can have it down lower to your shin, ankle, calf, or the floor. And then this other arm, let's bring it out in front of us, just kind of dangle it, and then bring it forward, making this a twist. Coming all the way up and turn out. All right, second side, reaching your arm up, reaching forward. Again, your hand can be on your thigh, maybe your shin, maybe your ankle or foot. Taking this other arm down in front again, just kind of moving it around here, and then take it up for that triangle. Good. All right, come on up. Wonderful. Let's take the feet together. or hip distance. And dropping those hips down, arms going out wide. We'll twist to the side. Maybe your hand comes down onto your leg for support, a little bit more core activation. And let's twist to the other side. Open out through the center. We're going to move now into eagle pose. So lifting one foot, bring your leg across. Toes down for a little support, or maybe lift your foot. Top leg, same arm. And bringing your hands across. Maybe you're just hugging your shoulders. Maybe you're doing eagle arms, back of the palms together or the fingers into the palm. Maybe you want to try lifting your foot, but just there as a little support. All right, open out and release. Second side. Coming into the chair position, you can bring your feet and knees together or feet and knees separate. We'll lift the other leg, bring it up and over. Dropping your hips back and down. So your body acts as a support here. Arm comes under, grab opposite shoulders or arms or back of the hands together or the fingers into the palm. If you want to try lifting the leg, go for it. Otherwise, your foot's on the ground for a little support. You're going to feel wobbling, but know that and trust that you are safe. One more breath here. All right. Nice, folks. Okay, let's take a moment, a little recovery in mountain, and then we're going to work our way to the ground for some stretching. Just feel your tallest self, feel your feet underneath you. Maybe even notice if you're pitching more to the front or the back or the sides. Try to find the stability between the front and back, side to side. Reaching nice and tall, opening up. All right, folks, let's come to the short edge of our mat, working our way down. Turn our palms out, up, overhead, reach up for your tallest self, reaching even up and back more. And bending your knees, arms come down to the floor, touching down. You can have your knees still bent here if you like. Step one leg back into a lunge. Your hands now framing that front foot. If it's okay, lower that back knee down. You can use your cushion. You could also fold up your mat to support your knee. We'll come up onto our knee here just for a little crescent lunge. Back toes can be curled under. You could also have your toes pointed for less pressure on the knee so that the shin kind of takes the brunt of it. Maybe pushing down slightly into that front foot. Really feeling that stretch coming in the front of your thigh. Hands coming down. Pause. Little moment of recovery. Preparing our body now to step forward. That leg steps forward. Hands are down, supporting us, bending the knees, and then stepping the other leg back. Maybe wiggling back more, your hands framing your front foot and releasing your knee down. Now you can stay here again if you want to. Fold up the mat, pad your knee. We can use our hands, one or both, come up onto our leg here, push down, and just think about pushing down into that front foot. It's kind of dropping the pelvis here a little bit, lengthening up and out, taking the chest back if you like, but keeping the chin slightly towards the chest. right. And taking that front foot, bringing it back behind you. Those knees going out wide. Feet can come closer together. And again, maybe you choose to put a pillow behind your hips and resting into child's pose. I'll take 3 more breaths here. Feeling the stretch in the feet, the shins, hips, and back. All right, coming up to a tabletop position. Option is to straighten out one leg and then the other into plank. Otherwise, you can keep your knees down. We'll hold this for 2 more breaths. And bring your knees down or not. Come all the way to your stomach. Those hands are just behind the shoulders, lifting the chest up. Press your hips down into the ground. Your hands might float up off the ground, or you can use them to push yourself away from the floor, keeping your hips down and your elbows bent. Coming down, we'll roll to one side. You can use that pillow or cushion, or just use your arm under your head. Coming into a side lying pose here. Gonna grab your top leg, grab your ankle maybe. You can do so by bringing your knee closer to your chest and then start to take your leg back behind you. Maybe it doesn't go back. Maybe it doesn't even go in line with the hip, but you don't want it up high. You just want to keep it, in line this way with the hip parallel to the floor, more or less. And then just kind of working your hips, pressing them forward slightly to get increased or decreased sensation on the front of your leg, front of your hip. We'll take 3 more breaths here. And bringing that same leg forward. You can hold on to your foot or the back of your leg, stretching your leg forward. Okay. And then let's come on up, doing the other side. Knee first at the chest, and then taking your leg back. If you'd like a towel, you can place a towel over your foot to kind of give you a little bit more support. All right. And then leg forward, grabbing your leg with one or both hands, bringing your head towards your shin. All right. And make your way onto your back. Maybe having that prop under your head. And we'll take one foot over the opposite ankle, figure four. Now, if you don't feel anything here, you can start to draw your knees in towards your chest. And maybe your uh, you can use your elbow to push your knee away if you like. And let's go ahead and switch sides. All right, placing feet to the floor about mat width, and just rock those legs side to side a little bit, a few times each direction. Maybe decide to hold to one side, might feel good. For a couple of breaths, holding to the other side, a couple of breaths. All right, we got just one more stretch here. So you're going to take your legs up into the air and then cross them. Legs are crossed more or less at the knee, and then bend both legs. You can hold on to your shins, knees, ankles, or your feet for a little hip stretch here. Another hip stretch. So maybe your legs come closer to your chest or they're further away. Maybe your feet stay on the floor. Unwind your legs and cross at the knees. Other way, either knees to the chest or feet to the floor. All right. Unwind your legs, feet about mat width again, and rock the knees side to side again. All right. And then straightening out your legs. We're coming into our final relaxation. So get yourself as comfortable as possible. Maybe you'd rather be on your side. Maybe you'd like to be laying on your stomach. Or you can join me in sitting up. Wherever you find yourself, allow yourself to get just even a little bit more comfortable and maybe covering up if you feel cold in your feet, or your arms, or your hands, or if you feel warm, maybe turning on a fan, removing a layer, and noticing the parts of you that are resting on the surface. And see if you can release a little bit more. And noticing the sounds in the room and any other things to note in your surroundings. A couple more breaths here. Just noting your awareness of being aware of thoughts, of being aware of sensations, of being aware of my voice, calling your attention to the awareness itself of noticing these things, of noticing your breath, of noticing everything that is present in this moment. Your body moving with your breath. Taking about 3 more breaths here. And when you feel ready now, you can begin to find some movement, moving your fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. It might even feel good to turn your head side to side, holding it to one side for an extra couple of breaths. And then when you feel ready to come up to center or to rise to seated position, please do so. We'll finish our class today. I want to thank you so much on behalf of Comeback Yoga that serves veterans, active duty military, and your support team for being here today. Whether you were able to stay for the whole class or dropped in at some point, I really appreciate you. We all appreciate you here at Comeback Yoga. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, it's free. You can do so. It's so easy to do. And if you'd like to share this class or this practice, that's also easy to do. There's usually a share button somewhere you can find. So thanks again, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Be well.